In the video, she's imitating who? Pharaoh. Pharaoh's doing what? Black magic. I'm coming at you like a dog.
All right, just do. All right.
And we need a little break.
Question on this real fast before we go to break. If people have religion, in this case, let's use your term, demonic religion, passed down to them in culture, meaning that's just like you said, you don't choose where you're born. That's what's taught to them. They're taught that these things that maybe, for the sake of argument, aren't what God really is, but they're told that's what it is.
From the minute they're born to the day they die.
And so they worship them. But let's say people among that population are really good people. I don't think that's Satan winning. I think that's Satan, if under your logic here, I think that's Satan showing, right? But like, if people are still good people, he doesn't want that. So if people are good, maybe they're not worshiping the right person, so he likes that, but like everything else about many of them is good, then I think he's net losing.
God never destroys a nation until he sends them a messenger, until he sends them a prophet. He didn't destroy ancient Egypt until he sent Moses. He let them see the miracles. Okay? And all of this is connected. Okay? The black magic, Pharaoh was doing black magic. That's a fact.
Yeah.
If you watch the movie with Charlton Heston, when Moses comes there and he's like, oh, I'm going to throw my rod. And he's like, bring me my sorcerers. And this story's in the Bible. The story's also in the Quran. He throws the rod down. Then the Pharaoh goes, bring me my magicians. And they throw theirs and they turn into snakes too. But then the snake that Moses' rod turned into ate the snakes of Pharaoh's magicians. And those magicians were like, we believe in the God of Moses. And Pharaoh told them, oh, you believe in his God before I give you the right to? I'm going to have you both crucified. They said, do with us what you will, but we worship the God of all creation. Okay? They were performing black magic, rituals, worshiping the jinn, in my opinion. Demonic beings throughout history, they kept using the same tactic over and over again to different civilizations. Where music comes into the picture, the first encampment of humanity came from the children of Adam. Adam had many children. Each set that was born in the womb, okay, was brother and sister. They couldn't marry each other. But the next birth, this is what they believe, okay?
Yeah.
Each set that was born, right, was always one male, one female. Each set was born, they could not marry each other. But the next birth, they were considered, that's what they say.
Got it.
Okay? Different time in humanity. They say we've evolved. No, we've de-evolved.
Not in certain states.
But we've de-evolved as far as lifespan, okay? Lifespan, we know from Noah of the Ark, we lived 950 years. He lived for 950 years.
Yeah, he was a trooper.
We know that Adam was, how many cubits? Adam, the first human being, I think he was 60 feet tall or 30 feet tall. I'm sorry.
So he was a Billy Carson giant?
Okay. We know this from the Muslim perspective.
Wait, 60 feet tall?
The first human beings that lived on earth before the great flood of Noah, which every ancient civilization has a story of the great flood. Why do they all have a story of the great flood?
How tall was Moses?
No, how tall was Noah of the Ark?
All right. Yeah.
Cubits.
Noah of the... what's a cubit?
C-U-B-I-T, man.
Type C-U-B-I-T at the end.
Yes, for the 13th time. I love you, bro. C-U-I... No, that's not incubus. Cubits. C-U-B-I-T-S.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
All right. 30. Dimensions of Noah's... Well, that's the ark. That's not Noah.
Sorry. Adam.
This
is what I'm saying. Adam? I'm tired. I'm getting fatigued. Adam, the first human being. How tall was Adam? Cubits.
Okay.
Okay.
How tall was Adam? Peace be upon him.
90 feet or 30 meters.
60 cubits tall.
The first human beings were that tall.
So Billy Carson, in his defense, he talks about, the early human giants.
What did I say? Mixing truth with falsehood. None of these stories... But maybe
in his defense, maybe he doesn't think that.
None of these stories impress the Muslims. Notice he's always attacking the Bible. I dare him to attack the Quran. I dare him to debate someone like Hamza Yusuf. I dare him to debate someone like Yasser Qadi. He won't. There's too much money involved. Okay?
Like Danny Jones is the guy he was the first guy to have Billy
shout out
on.
Danny, man.
Shout out Danny. And then since then, obviously, Billy's gone on so much up to and including Rogan. But he's probably the most requested guest I've ever had, and I've always shied away from doing it because I feel like he just goes way too far. Like his partner in some of his books, Matt LaCroix, has been on my podcast 4 times. I think Matt goes too far on stuff too, but like Matt's simpatico with a lot of things, and like he loves the history, and I think he has some good thoughts there and can be reeled back in on some things. Billy, I think, goes way too far, but it's interesting because he's catching a lot of strays in an episode like this, and I'd love to hear what I'm going to be honest. I'd love to hear what he had to say to defend against some of the things you're saying.
Again, he has a right to believe whatever he wants.
Yeah.
His belief is no more provable than people want to try to discredit mainstream religion for. Period. Okay? Mistranslating stuff, acting this and that. Does he speak Aramaic fluently? Does he speak Hebrew fluently? Does he speak Sumerian fluently? Come on, man. So all I'm saying is, and again, this episode's not about him. I'm just saying these new characters that are appearing, okay? Yeah. Some of them may be involved in this agenda. Some of them may truly actually believe this stuff, or some of them might just be in it for the money.
Yeah.
Okay?
You started this tangent with the music thing, though. Can you explain that?
So after Adam and Eve started to procreate, the first murder happened on earth when Cain killed his brother Abel.
Right.
Okay?
That was a tough one.
And took his wife because he wanted his wife.
Yeah.
Once he killed his brother, he took his wife, he went down, because the first human beings lived on mountains. They lived amongst the mountaintops based on this tradition, okay? Adam commanded his children, do not go down from the mountaintops and do not mix with the children of Cain. So, to my understanding, it was the women of Abel, that community, that were beautiful, the men were ugly, and the men of Cain were handsome, and the women were ugly, or vice versa, okay? One side had beautiful women, one side had handsome men, and vice versa. The women were ugly on that one, and the men were... So what happened was the devil, Satan, Iblis, our enemy since day one, before we were even created. This started in heaven, not on earth. He shapeshifts, because that's what the jinn can do. The jinn can shapeshift. They can fly. They can possess objects. Okay? And we know this from Solomon, and we're going to get into that. He goes amongst the children of Cain as a man, shapeshift, right? They use the term shapeshifters. They're shapeshifters. You ain't teaching people that believe in God anything new with all these fancy terminology. The grays and the shapeshifters. My friend, demons. The devil was a shapeshifter. He went to the children of Cain and started banging on things and teaching them how to blow into wind instruments. He taught them how to make music. Then what happens? The weekend has been going on since day one in this world. The weekend, getting together and dancing and having fun, has been going on earth since the beginning of humanity. The children of Abel that were still up in the mountains, right? The good children of Adam, Abel, the good children that didn't, commit any horrific acts, they would hear the music on the weekends and they came closer to the encampment of Cain. Eventually, through that music, they mixed. That's the story of how music came to humanity. Watch a movie without music. It could be the saddest movie in the world. I guarantee you, no one's crying. Not as many people are going to cry.
But isn't it
But when that music hits you, you must die now. Pop, 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 beep, beep. You like this. Like, watch Schindler's List, bro. You're going to cry. I cried like 100 times watching Schindler's List.
But Beck, it's such a beautiful thing. It's like
but it can
literally
be weaponized and used for evil.
Maybe
and it's being used for evil right now.
Maybe it can be.
Okay,
but it's also used for a lot of good.
I'm not saying that it's all. Remember, that whole realm is not evil. But the danger with music is, what is the intention behind it? What the lyrics are the biggest clue. Fuck 'em and I get some money. Fuck 'em and I get some money. This is what you want to teach your daughter, your sister. Yeah. This is what we're dancing to. That's good music, right? That's a good message to teach women, right? Fuck people to get money, right? That's a beautiful lesson to teach people. That's morality. That's going to lead to a very nice society in the future.
It's a fair point.
It's demonic shit. Why do they all do this in the fucking videos? All of them. Katy Perry, Dark Horse, has a guy with one eye, which is the symbol in Islam of the Antichrist, by the way. The one-eyed liar, the Dajjal. Pull it up. D-A-J-J-A-L. This is where this all goes.
D-A-J-J-A-L.
Dajjal. You know who else used that word? Jack
Who?
Parsons, the guy that created rocket fuel, that sent us to space.
Yeah.
He said he was contacted by this being, and that's how he figured it out.
Dajjal. All right, click that first one, Alessi. I'm going to read this. Dajjal and demonology.
That picture's
Dajjal,
not accurate, so X that damn picture out.
Don't worry about it. We're just going to read what it says. The Antichrist, the false Messiah, liar, the deceiver.
Antichrist in Christianity.
Is an evil figure in Islamic views. Dajjals are said to come at the end of times and fight the true Messiah himself. The false Messiah, al-Masih al-Dajjal, is the liar who leads people astray, the Messiah of misguidance who will tempt people by means of the signs that he has given, such as bringing down rain, reviving the earth to bring forth vegetation, and other quote-unquote miracles. Dajjals are said to be blind in one eye. The word Dajjal became a title given to the lying, one-eyed false Messiah. The Dajjal is called because he will conceal his kufr from the people by lying to them, deceiving them, and confusing them. So you said Katy Perry was using the Dajjal?
Now pull up Katy Perry, Dark Horse. In the video, she's imitating who? Pharaoh. Pharaoh's doing what? Black magic. I'm coming at you like a dark horse.
All right, just do images.
Don't play the music.
Yeah, we can't.
Don't play the music
either.
Okay, in this video, which by the way, now go to the one-eyed picture there. You see? This symbol, this is who they're worshiping, guys. I'm going to give you the secret. This one-eye symbol you see when they're throwing up the rock and the fucking one eye and is nothing more than they are aligned with the Antichrist on earth. Okay, that's a Muslim telling you that. The one-eyed liar. Keep going to the left. In this video.
Doesn't the one-eye thing mean like a lot of different things?
No, it's going to be an actual human being that only has two eyes. It has two eyes, but only one works. The Muslims know how he's going to look. Okay? This is all going back to Horus and worshiping the pagan gods of the Egyptians. The most hated human being by God was Pharaoh. Pharaoh was someone that God gave superpower to, right? He was America at that time. They had pyramids and fucking...
Right.
Okay? Yeah. And he sent the miracle so he could see it with his own eyes. Okay? And he still didn't believe in the Creator until God drowned him in the Red Sea. And he was drowned in that Red Sea. And they did find that mummy. And they did perform autopsies and found the mummy dated to the same time Ramses would have existed in, that died from asphyxiation in salt water. They found chariot wheels.
Ramses, saltwater asphyxiation mummy?
God says in the books, and I preserve you all, Pharaoh, as a sign to the next generation. Brother, they discovered this mummy like within the last 100 years, perfectly preserved.
Perfectly preserved.
Perfectly, nails, hair, teeth, fucking everything. And he wasn't even mummified the way the other mummies were, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't even mummified the way they were.
Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.